Welcome to our flipped classroom, where math knowledge makes things easier. This is day 2 of our lessons regarding subtracting rational numbers. Today we're going to continue to subtract rational numbers by treating subtraction as addition of the inverse. We'll be looking at a couple of examples, some practical examples. Here's the first one. This is Sally. She's a student. Here are Sally's points for this week so far. She's not doing so great. She's earned 8 debits and no credits for her behavior and her effort and her work. But she starts to really try to clean up her act so she can earn more good points. Her teacher sees her efforts and tells her she's earned 5 points. Then she gives Sally a choice. Option 1, she could either give Sally 5 points, or option 2, she could take away 5 of her debits, 5 of her negatives. Let's look at these two options to see which choice Sally should make. First, we're going to look at option 2. There's 8 negatives, and the teacher said she could take 5 of those negatives away. She could take 5 of the debits away. Here's our 8 negative chips to represent her 8 debits. And if we take 5 of them away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we see we're left with 3 negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8 minus negative 5 is obviously negative 3. We have negative 8, and we subtract a negative 5. We take away 5 of those negatives. We're left with just 3 negatives, or negative 3. What about option 1? Sally still has her 8 debits, or 8 negatives, but the teacher said she would add 5 credits. We already know that each credit is going to offset, cancel out one of the debits, one of the negatives. When we put a negative 1 and a positive 1 together, they form a zero pair. So where there was a negative 1 before, pair it with a positive, a negative 1 and a positive 1 cancel each other out. So if we added 5 positives, it would cancel out 5 of those negatives, 5 of those debits, and we'd be left with just 3 negatives. So negative 8 plus 5 also leaves us with negative 3. So what we've learned is that taking away a negative has the same effect as adding a positive, whether Sally chose option 1 or option 2. She's still going to be left with just 3 negatives. We've already looked at these 6 problems. We're going to add to them in just a minute, but what I'd like you to do is this time to illustrate your solution with either a number bond diagram or a number line. When I check your homework, I'd like to see how you solve these problems. First, change them to addition, and then illustrate your answer with a number bond diagram or in a number line. Let's look at another practical example. Here's Sally again. Sally has 8 credits. She's doing great this day. But her teacher gets really upset with her for misbehaving. And again, her teacher gives her 2 options. She could take 5 of her credits away, or she could add 5 debits. Let's take a look at what's going on here to see which choice Sally should make in this case. Here's our 8 credits, our 8 positives. And if we just take 5 of them away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, obviously 8 minus 5 is 3. Here's our 8. We take 5 away, There's only 3 left. So 8 minus 5 is 3. But what if we added 5 negatives? We already know that a positive paired with a negative makes a 0 pair. They're going to cancel out. So in this case, by adding 5 debits, we're going to be canceling out 5 of the credits. And we're going to just be left with positive 3. So what we learned with this example is that taking away a positive has the same effect as adding a negative. Now what I'd like you to do is to add to the 6 problems that we had before these 6 problems. Solve these problems by first changing them to addition, and also with these 6 problems, illustrate your solution by either using a number bond diagram or a number line. So when I check your homework from this video, you should have the 6 problems from the previous day illustrated, and these new 6 problems also illustrated with a number bond diagram or with a number line. I look forward to seeing you in class.